Subway restaurants present Fresh Starts, a look at teams determined to taste victory this season. Subway, eat fresh. With back-to-back wins, Tampa Bay has swung into a tie for first in the NFC South. Simeon Rice, number 97, keys their third-ranked defense, while quarterback Chris Sims and running back Cadillac Williams have the offense running smooth.
Cadillac takes it to the garage.
That's 2 weeks in a row, man. You find ways to win.
The look of love is in your eyes. The look your heart can't disguise.
Everyone wants the fresh toasted chicken and bacon ranch for dinner. Real bacon and tender chicken. Only at Subway restaurants.
Oh, come on.
We're in Landover, Maryland, where it's about 50 degrees. It should rise just a bit. There is a slight breeze out of the southeast, mostly cloudy skies. A perfect day for football. Marty Schottenheimer is the winningest active coach in the National Football League. He became a grandfather last week for the 3rd time. And speaking of grandfatherly people, Joe Gibbs turned 65 on Friday. The Hall of Fame coach rejoined the Redskins a season ago. The Chargers will kick off. They beat Buffalo last week in San Diego 40-10. Most lopsided win in 36 years. The Redskins last week lost for the first time this season at home to Oakland 16-13. Antonio Brown signed off the street, is back to return it. It's the Chargers and the Redskins from the 10. This is Brown out of West Virginia. And he is brought down on the play by Sean Phillips, a reserve linebacker. It's a gain of 19 yards, and he's out near the 29-yard line. Which brings us to Mark Brunell and his 13th ranked Redskin offense. Brunell is the 10th rated quarterback in the National Football League. Left tackle Chris Samuels battling a knee injury, didn't practice much this week but will start. And wide receiver Santana Moss, who began the season with a bang, has been very quiet the last month. From the 29, it's 1st down and 10. They've got Clinton Portis in the backfield, and the end around goes to Santana Moss. With the beat on him is Steve Foley, who starts today, and he's knocked out of bounds near about the 21-yard line. Foley with the stop. It's a loss of 8 on the play. The San Diego defense, the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the run. Nose tackle Jamal Williams is playing as well as any interior lineman in the NFL right now. Linebacker Steve Foley returns from injury. He just made that tackle seconds ago. And Bao Ju leads the Chargers in interceptions. It's 2nd down and 18 from the 21. That is Robert Royal, the tight end, in motion. And this is Clinton Portis, who is brought down by Drayton Florence. And Portis, the ex-Denver Bronco, is back out near the original line of scrimmage, the 29. It's a gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, Kevin, you mentioned they're the #1 rushing defense, the San Diego Chargers. But despite that, Clinton Portis is the key for the Washington Redskins. They have got to run the ball effectively, because if you like their run defense, you're going to be nuts about the San Diego Chargers pass rush. They have the #1 pass rush against quarterbacks in the NFL, and they will get all over Brunell if he put him in must-passing situations like this.
Fletcher is the 5th defensive back. Wilhelm is the nickel linebacker. It's 3rd and 11. They need the 39. Here is Brunell, who had an extra receiver out there, and that is incomplete. He was shooting the ball downfield and trying to aim for anyone. The extra receiver was Jimmy Ferris, another guy, Randy, they just signed off the street this past week. 3 and out for the Redskins. They got a punt on their first possession.
Well, James Thrash last week on special teams was hurt, re-injured a hamstring. So it's pretty simple for San Diego. Roll everybody to Santana Moss, be aware of Chris Cooley, and then go after the quarterback.
Former Cleveland Brown punter Derek Frost in his 2nd season will boot it away. And Eric Parker is back for the San Diego Chargers at the 28. Parker played at Tennessee, and Kerry Campbell brings him down, the now #1 special teams guy. It's a return of 11 yards, a punt of 45 yards, and they'll have the ball at about the 40, make it the 38-yard line. Facing the #6 defense, well, that Redskin defense at San Diego's offense led by Drew Brees, the 3rd-rated quarterback in the NFL. The left tackle is Leander Jordan, who starts again for the injured Roman Oben. And the tight end is Antonio Gates. Twisted an ankle last week, but will start today. The Charger offense is number 6. The Redskin defense is number 9. 38-yard line. It is 1st and 10. Kasim Osgood is a third receiver for Drew Brees, who throws outside from McCardle, who is knocked out of bounds by Walt Harris, and that's a first down to the 49-yard line on a gain of 11 yards. Let's talk about that Redskin defense. Top 10, as we told you before, on the defensive line. Cornelius Griffin returns after being injured. They need him on that D front. Linebacker is Lamar Marshall. He leads the defense in tackles. Sean Springs is still looking for his first interception of the season after leading him in picks a year ago. With no huddle from the 49, it's 1st and 10 for San Diego. Their second play after the Redskins punt on the game-opening possession. This is LaDainian Tomlinson. Hit by Harris. He's into Redskin territory at about the 47-yard line. A gain of about 4.5 on the play.
You look here at some of the keys to this football game. Enjoy the air for San Diego basically means set that run up for LT and get him his touches. And for the Redskins, we've talked about the fact they've got to remember Portis. They have got to keep that running game going.
2nd down and 6 from the 47. Redskins have their basic 4-3-4 defense out there. Tomlinson again tries to carve some room up the middle. He was hit initially on that defensive line by Cedric Killings. It's a gain of 3, and he's done. There's a late flag. Late flag thrown in there. The gain was to about the 44-yard line. Referee today is Walt Anderson. He is in his 3rd year as a referee in the NFL.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 56, defense, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
LeVar Arrington.
That's a thank you very much 1st down for the San Diego Chargers. Thanks to Mr. Arrington. That last play, though, some good news for Charger fans. There's Arrington right there giving a quick final push there at the end of that play into the back at Nick Hardwick.
And the ball will be marched all the way to the 29-yard line. And this is San Diego's first possession. The drive began back at their 38. Redskins were 3 and out after their first possession. No changes on either side, offense or defense. 1st and 10. Breeze, good block by Jordan, the left tackle, and it's outside to the running back. LaDainian Tomlinson punched out of bounds by Springs. The gain to about the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
You remember coming into this game, Antonio Gates had himself a bad ankle off that game last week. Here he's working against Ronaldo Wynn on the play before this. Doing a pretty nice job. I mean, if you've got him in Antonio Gates in the game just to block, he might be a little unclear on the concept, but he's doing a nice job early on blocking.
Riche Caldwell is coming as a receiver, joining McCardle. 2nd down and 5. Reeves again with good time. That's dropped by Neal, who was covered on the play by Marcus Washington, the ex-Indianapolis Colt.
You know, coming into this game, Joe Gibbs and his defensive coaches, especially Greg Williams, have to be very aware of how good this Charger team is once it gets into the red zone, and they're right there on the doorsteps of the red zone now. When this team gets in there lately, they just flat score touchdowns.
Kasim Osgood is the 3rd receiver. They got Parker out there, and they're also going to split LT as a receiver atop your screen. 3rd and 5. Pearson Prelo is an extra defensive back for the Redskins. They've got 5 back there. You see the play clock and a timeout taken by the San Diego Chargers. So a 3rd and 5 coming up. Marty Burns his first timeout. First possession for the Chargers. They're on the move.
With more flights to more places than ever before, America is your backyard. Southwest Airlines. We're taking low fares farther.
You are now free to move about the country.
How can working with the right financial advisor answer the question,
do I have enough?
I'm 5 years into retirement. Do I have enough?
Say I live another 25 years.
Do I have enough?
To live without sacrificing later on.
To leave something for our children.
Our grandchildren. To live independently.
Travel to New Zealand.
Do I have enough?
To have the retirement we dreamed of.
Introducing Envision from Wachovia Securities. A new way of working with our financial advisors that starts with your life and plans your money around it. Talk to us.
Chargers on their first possession just called a timeout, moving the ball well. They began the drive at the 38. They now have a 3rd and 5 at the Redskins 24. Same offensive alignment out there for San Diego. Trelo remains the 5th defensive back for the Redskins. Breeze, this is LaDainian Tomlinson who wants to throw the ball, and he looks for his quarterback. Breeze is covered by the linebacker Washington, who defends it well. It's 4th down. Tomlinson's first incompletion this year, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal try. Redskins defense does their job.
Well, you have to love what Marcus Washington did on this play, staying with Drew Brees when he came out of the backfield. That's some great game planning by Greg Williams and his defense, and that wasn't a matter of seeing the ball. He saw Drew Brees try to catch it, and as soon as he put those hands up to catch it, he knocked the ball out.
So here is Big Ten record setter Nate Cady. He is a second-year kicker. A 42-yard try awaits him, and it is no good. A real early game victory for the Redskins. Tomlinson's pass is incomplete. Only the second miss this year by Cady. Timeout.
The front and rear pillars of the F-150 are insulated with an innovative heat-activated foam to reduce noise, making it as quiet as a luxury vehicle. A luxury vehicle that can tow 9,900 pounds.
Dell's got great deals for the holidays. Right now, get a Dell Inspiron 2200 notebook with an Intel Celeron M processor for just $399 after mail-in rebate. Plus, get a free printer and free wireless card. Why go to a crowded mall when you can go to Dell.com and get the perfect holiday gift? Like this Dimension 3000 for just $299 after mail-in rebate. And get a free printer. It's more than a great gift idea, it's a Dell. Dell PCs use Intel Celeron M processors.
Deuce Bigelow is back on DVD.
That's pimpin'.
Go behind the laughs. With deleted scenes and much more.
Cool.
And Deuce.
Biggest lady I've ever seen.
Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo. Buy it Tuesday on DVD and PSP.
Be brilliant this holiday with a colorless diamond heart pendant and Lennox music box. Just $199. From Zales.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. The Ford F-150, built Ford tough. And by Bud Light, smooth and refreshing. Bud Light, great taste, great times.
Visit CBS Sportsline tonight for a complete wrap-up of all today's action. Watch video highlights, get in-depth analysis only on CBSSportsline.com with Randy Cross, the Super Bowl champion. Kevin Harlan, second possession coming up for the Redskins. They punted 3 and out the first time. Chargers just missed a 42-yard field goal. 1st and 10, 32-yard line. Foley got back in time. Clinton Portis out of the University of Miami. Brought down after a minimal gain on the play. Igor Olshansky brings him down. Gain of 2.
Let's go back to that third down. Back to that third down, Kevin. Here's Marcus Washington, and the blitz is coming from here. Now watch Drew Brees when he goes out. LaDainian Tomlinson gets the ball. Marcus Washington, wonderful job, gets in, sees Brees, comes out, watch his head. He watches Brees' arms, never sees the ball. When the arms come up for the catch, he knocks that ball away. Excellent defense and part of the game planning for the week, obviously.
No changes, 34-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Mark Brunell to Clinton Portis, hit by Olshansky again, then drilled on the play by Randall Gottfried, the ex-Dallas Cowboy. But this Olshansky, who's in his 2nd year out of Oregon, is a real motor. A loss of 1, back to the 33.
Well, this San Diego defense, not only against the pass we've talked about, but also the run, is in full frenzy mode. You know, this is just a race to the ball, whether the quarterback has it or the running back has it. They're a defense on a roll right now that's absolutely sprinting to whoever gets the ball.
Fletcher is the 5th defensive back. It is 3rd down and 9. They need the 42. And this is Brunell. And that is caught by Santana Moss, who is then hit by Drayton Florence. Did his forward progress get him the first down?
He fumbled the ball.
Yeah, Chargers say there was a fumble.
It was stripped out. It might have gone out of bounds.
Yeah, they're not signaling that on the field, and so that is the call. It is still Washington's ball, but shy, it appears, of a first down, depending on the spot. It will be shy by about 3 yards.
Look at Donnie Edwards, as usual, the guy around the ball making something happen. He and Drayton Florence get in there, knock that ball loose. But the ball does go out of bounds, and it stays Washington Redskins ball.
So good job by Donnie Edwards.
Right, and the ball goes back, Kevin, to the spot of the fumble.
Right.
Because it went forward.
So that is the 38. The second 3 and out. Moss with the fumble. They had Portis fumble a couple times last week against the Oakland Raiders. And as you pointed out in the open, minus 13 the takeaway giveaway. Not good for Washington.
They give us too much.
This is Eric Parker, undrafted out of Tennessee, inside the 25. Dancing his way, then he's brought down on the play by Rock Cartwright out of Kansas State. He's out to the 27. There was a 39-yard punt, a 1-yard return. San Diego gets it next.
Gary, you don't store Bud Light in the heat.
Says who?
Says someone. Someone who knows.
You store Bud Light in cool, dark place, not in heat. Now I punish you like you punish Bud Light.
Is this gonna cut into lunch?
You like it when I store you in heat?
Let me check. No.
Store in cool, dark, dry place.
Introducing the all-new 2006 Mercury Milan.
Little help here?
For your own good, get your own.
So what do you got?
Actually, I got this great new VCast phone from Verizon Wireless for just $49.99. Plays music videos, sports clips, even 3D games.
That is pretty good.
Sale ends today, though.
After further review, you're all winners in my book. Game over. I gotta go.
Hurry into Verizon Wireless today or visit us online until midnight to save $200 on the exclusive Samsung A950 VCast phone with stereo speakers and Bluetooth capability. Only from Verizon Wireless.
Williams to tie it with a 3. He goes! Lots of sparks. One last chance. In and yes! Can you believe it? There is a new team in college basketball. North Carolina takes the title.
Washington just punted for the second time. In fact, the Redskins have had it twice, 2 3 and outs. Chargers missed a 42-yard field goal the first time they had it. This is their second possession, 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Tomlinson on the move. The third receiver. Here comes Washington. And he sacks Breeze, only the 15th sack given up by the Chargers. Marcus Washington, the lone Redskin to make the Pro Bowl a season ago, throws Breeze for a loss of 7 back to the 21.
Comes free. No one even slows Washington down. He has been the big play man early on here in the first quarter for the Skins. The pump was a good idea. In fact, you should have let it go on the pump.
Griffin is not on the defensive line. They've got Salavea. Second down, 17, 21-yard line. It's LaDainian Tomlinson, and there's Cedric Killings coming through along with LeVar Arrington to make the play. Loss of 2, back to the 19 as we take you to New York and Greg Gumbel.
Kevin, thank you. We take you to Kansas City. Larry Johnson, 2 touchdowns last week and 1 here from a yard out to give the Chiefs a 7-0 lead on New England. 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Kevin and Randy, back to you.
Larry Johnson had 211 yards last week. That was the best in the NFL this season.
And he walked in right behind Willie Roaf there on the left side.
Who starts today. Good point. Chargers have got to get to the 38, 3rd and 19. Prelo is the 5th defensive back. Here they come again. Clark, and Washington brings him down again. 2 sacks on 1 series. Marcus Washington, originally a second-round pick by the Colts. He's now in his 2nd year with the Redskins. A career year last year, and he comes up with 2 sacks on that drive.
Blitz coming off that right side. Antonio Gates has to make a decision. He gets the one guy coming on the right side and can't get Pearson Prelo.
It's a loss of 9, back to the 10. They got a punt. And back there is Cyphers in his own end zone, and deep back is Antonio Brown, the former Canadian Football League player who got it at the 45. It was brought down by the long snapper, David Binn. 4-yard return, 37-yard punt. What a series turned in by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Washington.
It's the strongest, most innovative full-size pickup, and the only one to earn both government 5-star and IIHS Best Pick Front Crash ratings.
Hey, honey, have you seen the credit card bill?
I may have thrown it away.
My disco pants. Why? Where is it? I'm not paying a late fee.
Sometimes you can't help paying late. Avoid late fees with the new Citi Simplicity card. No late fees when you make a purchase each billing period. Citi. Live richly.
Lord Vader, rise.
Star Wars is reborn at BK in the form of 6 collectible hologram watches. Only $1.99 each when you buy any value meal. Star Wars Episode 3. Own it on DVD now.
Taking a quick break? I'd like to see that for someone very special.
A gift from Kay Jewelers means every diamond is hand-selected to match beautifully, and she'll absolutely love it.
Chris, how did you know? Every kiss begins with K.
The Amazing Race teams take on classic Western challenges. New episode, CBS Tuesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint Business. Sprint Business, yes you can. And by the Citi Simplicity Credit Card, the card that treats you right.
Log on to NFL.com from now until the end of the season. See where your favorite team ranks and if it is in, out, or on the playoff bubble. It's all on NFL.com or on NFL on AOL. Well, the Chargers just punted after 3 plays. This is the 3rd possession for the Redskins. It's Portis on 1st and 10. Luis Castillo is there throwing Portis for a 2-yard loss back to the 45. 3rd Washington possession. First 2 possessions, 3 and out.
You see what the San Diego defense has done to teams that have started in their territory with the ball, only 1 touchdown. And this is only the 8th possession for the Redskins this year that has started in their opponent's territory. So Wade Phillips and his defense have done a nice job of negating great field position.
Cooper has just come in for Godfrey in the linebacking core for the Chargers. 2nd down and 12 at the 45. Good block by Jansen for the left-handed throwing Brunel, who pumps it and then throws on the fly, and he's got Santana Moss. Make that Ferris. Jimmy Ferris with the grab. Terrence Keel with the tackle. Gain of 18 flag on the play. It looks like it is on San Diego.
Oh, it's absolutely. It's illegal contact down the field against the Charger defense.
Illegal contact, number 29, defense. Penalty is declined. Play results in a completed pass for a first down.
29 is Drayton Florence, a starter in the secondary for the San Diego Chargers, but the ball is to the 27.
And so far we've seen two things, Kevin. We've seen the Washington Redskins defense put a lot of pressure on Drew Brees, and we've seen Mark Brunel get very good protection. That's why Florence had to make that illegal contact on the field, because Santana Moss had that much time to adjust to his quarterback scrambling.
It's tight end Robert Royal in motion. Handoff on 1st and 10 to Clinton Portis, the former Rookie of the Year in the NFL, and he's brought down about the 22-yard line with the Royal block and a tackle on the play made by Foley, and it's a gain of 5.
It's kind of a homecoming week for Clinton Portis and the Chargers defense, because when these two have gotten together, things have usually resulted in Clinton having some pretty good games. He's had 4 100-yard rushing games against this Chargers defense, and this is what they need. They need a lot of Clinton Portis behind this offensive line that I think for Washington is playing very well.
Godfrey just came back in place of Cooper. 2nd down 5, 22-yard line. Taylor Jacobs takes the place of one of the tight ends. This is Portis again, and wiggling by the 20. And he was tackled on the play by Gottfried on a gain of 2. Mark him right at the 20-yard line.
And Mark Brunel was pretty quick to point out to us on Friday that, you know, I've got to get rid of the ball quicker. This is a very aggressive defense, and I'm not sure how much of that was true and how much of that he might have been sandbagging us, because so far they've kept 7-8 guys in to protect, and their number one priority so far has been taking care of Brunel and getting that ball in Portis' hand.
3rd down and 3. That's Cooley in motion, the H-back atop your screen from the 20-yard line. And Brunel, here comes Olshansky. And there goes Mark Brunel, and he fires a pass, which Portis drops. He was out of bounds, and he dropped it. The coverage down there was applied by Quentin Jammer. Incomplete pass. Jammer, former number 1 pick out of Texas 4 years ago.
Well, they finally get a little bit of pressure on Brunel, but he's still got little wheels to get out of the way, and floats this one up there for Clinton Portis. It's putting a great offensive weapon in a bad position for him. He's not used to having to do this, and he had the opportunity. The ball was there. A receiver makes that a touchdown.
So the Chargers hold him out of the end zone. Here's a 38-yard field goal try by ex-Jet John Hall, 3rd year with the Redskins. And while Kading, his counterpart, missed on their first try for the Chargers, Hall puts the Redskins up 3-0. By the way, San Diego is plus 43 points in the first quarter this season against opponents.
Now they get the ball back to the Chargers. Will Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, go after him again?
Ford product engineers work hard. Anybody can see that. Since they need to be with the cars, we took out their desk phones and extended the workplace with Sprint Business. It's helping us shorten the time from concept to showroom, and it's easy to reach them. Dan?
Dan's gonna have to call you back.
By saying yes to working from anywhere, we're building more new products faster.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
How tough does your truck make you?
This holiday season, beat the traffic.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Bring home Mr. and Mrs. Smith, only Tuesday.
These doors are handy.
Campbell's Junkie presents tips from Mama McNabb.
Don't eat junky, eat chunky. Hearty Chunky New England clam chowder now comes in microwavable bowls.
New England, huh? Well, I like it anyway.
Campbell's Junkie, it fills you up right.
Things wash up on shore all the time, but not like this. Bones of a child, lost to the sea for over 40 years. Who was she? How did she die? And why didn't anyone ever report her missing?
9 weeks into the TV season, only one team remains undefeated. More people turn to CBS than any other network, and this Thanksgiving weekend, we thank you for making CBS America's #1 network. With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, a 38-yard field goal moments ago by Hall, a 6-play, 2.5-minute drive, 3-0 Redskins, who punted the first 2 times they had it. Chargers have missed a field goal, punted the last time they had it. This is their 3rd possession. And the Senior Bowl MVP, a rookie from Kansas State, Darren Sproles, gets the ball and takes it up near the 30-yard line. And he was brought down by Jamo. That's a 21-yard return. Our NFL.com poll after the undefeated Indianapolis Colts. Who's the second best team in the NFL? Cast your vote right now at NFL.com. Well,
who cares? The idea is not to be the second best at anything.
Well said by a Super Bowl champion. You can say that.
Yeah, at the end of the year, the guy who loses the Super Bowl just represents the other 30 losers.
It's a 4-3-4 defense for the Redskins. That's McCardle in motion from the 28. It's 1st and 10. Breeze to Tomlinson. Neal with the block. Oh, and a fumble on the play. I think Tomlinson vacuumed it in. He did at the 31-yard line. But he was back pretty good. Arrington was right there. It's a meager gain of 2.
What a great job by Sean Taylor, the safety, forcing up, getting into Lorenzo Neal, the fullback's face. See, first it's Marcus Washington. Here comes Taylor. He bangs Neal into LaDainian, and that's who causes the fumble. Actually, the fullback being driven back into the play, into LaDainian, caused that fumble.
Killings is still in for Griffin on that defensive line for the Redskins. 2nd down and 8.
Taylor's an all-day sucker when he comes up to hit you.
He can whack you indeed. 31-yard line. There's a pass dropped by Antonio Gates. First time they've gone in his direction. The former Thorpe Award winner for the best defensive back in college football. Taylor was right there with the coverage. Sean Taylor, guy you were just talking about.
Well, they finally throw to Antonio Gates. I'm sure Taylor will be very aware of wherever he lines up. And he's also very aware that Antonio Gates is not at full speed. And running so far down the field when he hasn't been blocking, it's been pretty obvious that ankle is bothering him a little bit.
6 in the secondary. Prelo and Rogers come in. Chris Clemens comes in on the defensive line for the Redskins. 3rd and 8. They need the 39. Gates in the backfield with Tomlinson. Olivier with the block and Breeze with the toss. And it's caught on the play by the very elusive wide receiver Eric Parker, who had a career year a season ago. Picks up 16 on 3rd and 8. Has a first down, and he's up to the 47-yard line.
The difference here is Greg Williams, the assistant head coach defense, is still attacking Drew Brees. But Brees is getting the protection, able to get the ball down the field. Look at that move. Oof. That's instinctive. I mean, it's a very nice job by Ryan Clark, 25, getting in a position when he thought to make the play. But Greg Williams is just turning the hounds loose right now in the San Diego offense, taking all the chances he can.
Riche Caldwell's now the second receiver with McCardell, who gets the pass on the side on that 1st and 10 throw. The tackle is made by Walt Harris. The gain is to the 47 of the Redskins. It's a pickup of 6 yards on the play.
You know, so far we've seen Gates. They've thrown to him once. In fact, on that last play, the McCardell got that long one down the field. Antonio Gates had the key pass block. So San Diego's doing a little bit of what Washington's doing. They're keeping everybody, including their Pro Bowl tight end, in to protect Drew Brees.
2nd down 4 from the 47. Tomlinson out of TCU. Good block by Jordan. He scampers outside. He broke a tackle of Walt Harris. Then he is knocked out of bounds by LeVar Arrington. The gain is to the 40, a pickup of 10. First down.
Oh, here's LT right here, and this play is designed to go here. Fullback's going to lead. LT sees this and just sprints. This isn't drawn up. This is just God-given natural ability. You put that right foot in the ground, no one from the point that foot hits the ground to about 20 yards later does it faster than LT.
Salavea along with Killings in the interior of that line. 38-yard line, 1st and 10. There's a pass caught by McCardle, and he was drilled by Lamar Marshall. Marshall had an interception of Kerry Collins, the Oakland quarterback, last week. Took it in for a touchdown. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up. in the AFC West with Denver's Thanksgiving Day win in Dallas, going to 9-2. The Chiefs are taking on the Patriots right now. San Diego here with Kansas City at 6-4 in second place. Seventh play of the drive. It began back at the 28, second down and 10 from the 38. Brief, well, here's Arrington right in his face. The throw caught by Gates, who is drilled by Taylor. And the ball is down to the 35-yard line.
Incomplete.
And now they rule it incomplete.
Oh, it is incomplete, absolutely, because of the job Taylor did on Gates. It started with Arrington coming through the line and that fake blitz. Not even a fake blitz. He got up and he did blitz, and he got in Drew Brees' face. Drew threw that ball to Antonio Gates a little bit sooner than I think Gates was ready for it. And Sean Taylor hit him before he was ready for it. Right there, form tackle. He had it at the end there, but he never brought it in.
So it's 3rd and 10, 6 in the secondary with Prelo and Rogers coming in for the Redskins. Griffin is on the defensive line. Pocket crumbling around Brees. The throws incomplete, looking for Gates, who is covered by Springs and by Lamar Marshall. And so for a second consecutive San Diego possession, they got to punt the ball.
Well, the key to me is just all the pressure coming in on top of Drew Brees, and that pocket just collapses. It's Clemens that eventually gets there from that right defensive end, number 58, to distract Brees away from that throw. But that's another example of Greg Williams just committing 8 guys and saying, I'm going to put more pressure on Brees than he can handle.
Mike Cyphers out of Western Illinois will punt to Antonio Brown, who's out of West Virginia. Fair caught, 10-yard line. 29-yard punt. Well, Marty Schottenheimer is coming back to a place where he coached in the 2001 season. They began 0-5, went to 8-8, but he was fired fairly promptly after the season. It didn't seem that long ago, and that 0-1 season started with 5 consecutive losses, but winning 8 of their last 11, just missed the playoffs and left after 1 year. Then to San Diego, and the success written all over his tenure with the Chargers.
And you have to remember, it wasn't too long ago they were pretty mad about Marty Schottenheimer in San Diego. There were people yelling for his head until his whole system, his way of playing football has taken hold. And now they love the Schottenheimer way in San Diego.
No changes for either offense or defense, and it's a 1st and 10, and this is the 4th possession for the Redskins, who kicked the field goal the last time they had it. That's Santana Moss, who was hit by Drayton Florence. Santana Moss, the all-time leading receiver in the history of the University of Miami, picking up 5, and he's to the 15.
Hey, early on here, Kevin, it's pretty clear that Washington is the most aggressive defense in this game, which is a little bit of an upset, because you knew that Greg Williams wanted to blitz a lot, but Wade Phillips' defense right now is not given the chance of being as aggressive as they're used to being.
Moss, Jacobs, and Ferris, the 3 receivers. Cooper has come in for Gottfried as a linebacker. It's 2nd down and 5 at the 15. Clinton Portis. He was traded for Champ Bailey, is brought down by Igor Olshansky. And the gain of 7 takes him to the 22-yard line and a Redskin first down.
And if this offense to you seems a little bit simplistic, there's a good reason. I mean, David Patton had the knee surgery, and he's out now on injured reserve. Mike Sellers cracked the rib. Thrash did the hamstring last week. That leaves basically Santana Moss and Chris Cooley as receivers with any kind of experience for Mark Brunell.
Godfrey back in now as a linebacker for the Chargers. It is a first down. 4th possession for the Redskins, 21-yard line. Make it the 22 for Mark Brunell out of the University of Washington. And a Portis handoff and a tackle made by Jamal Williams. Gain of 2 out to the 24. Williams out of Oklahoma State, and a terrific nose tackle.
Absolutely. And what he does inside for this defense is make everybody's life easier, because when Jamal Williams eats up the guard center area, that means Donnie Edwards and the linebackers behind him can do more, but that means the Foleys and the Merrimans on the outside linebackers see more running backs because the play gets bounced outside.
2nd down and 8. Redskins, who began with 2 punts, got a 38-yard field goal the last time. Here's Brunell outside to Robert Royal out of LSU, is hit by Jammer and jammed at about the 26-yard line, and a gain of 2 on the play. That will be the final play of the first quarter. Chargers come in having won 3 straight. The Redskins come in having lost 2 in a row. That's the end of the quarter. Redskins by 3. We'll return to Landover after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS, America's #1 network.
I want to go over a few things before you leave for Oslo. 80 gig, titanium, Wi-Fi, secure. Should you find yourself sans laptop, check in with this. Bluetooth, broadband, built-in camera.
Secure.
If it's on our network, it's secure.
Encrypted, hacker-proof, titanium.
It's a pen.
Security, powered by Cisco.
So how are the digital cameras coming?
They're,
I'm using oak for the first time ever.
Cuckoo! Look, it's a cuckoo.
We haven't actually gotten an image yet on the screen.
Well, we drew a picture on the back.
You know, sir, this year we can use the easy button to get all the digital cameras we need.
Megapixels.
Do it.
This holiday, get all your digital gifts with the Easy Button. Staples has a huge selection of brand-name digital cameras. And this week, get a free Canon photo printer when you buy a Canon Digital Rebel XT after mail-in rebate. Staples, that was easy.
Hey, Teddy, I hate to bother you. You sent my melon to Peyton, P-E-Y.
Groceries, $41.
That's awesome, man.
Charlie! Oil change, $25.
You're good, too. Decaf!
Lunch,
Decaf!
$12.
Great shift today, guys. Nice salad bar.
Your favorite players.
Yes.
Priceless.
Yes. Yes!
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
You signed the bread to my little brother. He loves you.
First, the season premiere of NCAA basketball. The national champs, North Carolina, collide with Kentucky. Then, a college football classic. Feel the pride, passion, and power of the Army-Navy game. And the grand finale. Georgia battles LSU for the SEC championship. Next Saturday on CBS.
With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, we're in the nation's capital where the Redskins are on top on a 38-yard field goal. Chargers missed a 42-yard field goal. Redskins in the midst of their 4th possession. They began at the 10. They're now at their own 26 with a 3rd and 6. They have not converted a 3rd down today. And the defensive line to Quincy Scott now for the San Diego Chargers. Ferris is another receiver for Mark Brunell. And that is a pass outside, which is caught by Moss. Read beautifully on the play by former Miami first-round pick Jamar Fletcher. It's a gain of 3. He's to the 29. And another punt, the 3rd and 4 Redskin possessions.
I don't know about you, Kevin, but I'm really impressed, and I like what I'm seeing so far about both these defenses. We have seen excellent tackling. None of that, shoulder pad and no arms. This has been form tackling. So far, it's been stuff you'd love to show a young football player.
The undrafted Frost will punt away. And Eric Parker grabs the ball at the 27-yard line, and he'll fly upfield, and he is brought down on the play by starting linebacker Lamar Marshall. It's a 15-yard return, a 43-yard punt. The ball will be at the 43, and we take a break with Drew Brees and the Chargers with the ball.
The all-new Ram Mega Cab has an available Cummins diesel, the only reclining rear seats, and the most rear seat legroom in a truck. It has the world's biggest cab.
See you guys. Later. Okay. Who's riding shotgun?
I'm good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Hi, honey.
Comfy back there?
The Dodge Ram Mega Cab. Yeah, it's that big. It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on Mega Cab.
Getting the whole family to agree on toppings isn't easy. So we rearranged families by what they like.
Pepperoni, follow me!
Are you sure she's sausage and peppers?
Do I have any ham and pineapple?
Then we had a better idea.
Yeah, give them the new More For All pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 individual pizzas topped any way you want. Create 1 extra large pizza, all just $13.99. Now everyone gets more of what they love. The extra large More For All pizza. More for me, more for you, more for all.
Take the target out. Peter Travers from Rolling Stone says Sirianni is brilliant. 4 stars.
This is about our interests in the region.
challenge. It's exhilarating.
This is a fight to the death.
Sirianna isn't just hot, it's incendiary.
Why am I being investigated?
Drop it. It's the kind of give 'em hell filmmaking that matters. George Clooney, Matt Damon, Jeffrey Wright. Sirianna, rated R. Starts December 9th.
Tomorrow on CBS, everybody loves Monday. See why 2.5 Men is TV's #1 comedy.
If you ever need a new livery, you can have half of mine.
Hey, I thought we had a deal.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Dad.
Then,
there's a rusty hole in the floor of that car. They're gonna have to suck out a lady's size 5.
new Out of Practice after a new 2.5 Men tomorrow.
Chargers setting to take it for a 4th possession. They've punted the last 2 times they've had it. They've missed a field goal with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. 43-yard line, best beginning field position today for the second place Chargers at 6-4 against the 5-up and 5-down Washington Redskins. Breeze to LaDainian Tomlinson, the Doak Walker Award winner as the best college running back. Takes it up, and he is hit on the play by Philip Daniels. Gain of 3 to the 46.
Coming into this game, specifically last week, Drew Brees had a dream day. I mean, he started,
right.
what, 16 of 17.
Incredible.
It was perfect for him, okay? So far, I'm not sure if he wears a T-shirt underneath his shoulder pads, but so far this Redskins defense has been underneath his shoulder pads, closer to him than that T-shirt.
2nd down, 7. There are no changes defensively for the Redskins on the line. Evans, Killings, Salavea, and Daniels. 2nd and 7 pass is caught by the wide receiver Eric Parker, and Parker is out of bounds after a 14-yard gain. Pushed out of play by Clark. 40-yard line, 1st down in Washington territory.
You see that quick pass, Kevin, and the reason he's getting out quick is because of this. Marcus Washington and this defense has been all over Drew Brees. They're going to have to start doing more 3-step and out. They're going to have to take that quick approach. We came into this game, Brunell talking about having to get it out. Right now, it's Brees has to get it out. 1st-round pick Rodgers has taken the place of Harris in the secondary. It's 1st and 10. And this is the dancing LaDainian Tomlinson. Brought down by Taylor and by Cedric Killings. A gain of 3 down to the 36-yard line. Yeah, one thing for San Diego, Kevin, also, is this offensive line up front in front of LT and Brees has had 6 different configurations and starting groups. You talked earlier about Jordan being in for injured Robin Oben. It's hard to coordinate that, but I think from the very first day, their offensive line coach, Carl Mock, has done a very nice job of continuity here with San Diego.
Officially 37-yard line, 2nd down and 7. Drew Brees, who played at Purdue, throws downfield, caught by McCardle, who is hit initially by Ryan Clark, the ex-Giant, gain of 13. He's to the 24. It is a 1st down again. McCardle makes the grab.
You know, Marty Schottenheimer was fast to point something out I found interesting last night, saying that Drew Brees' arm has gotten stronger. And nowhere does that show up more than these deep out type patterns. But he says that Drew Brees now throws with more velocity than he did last year or even the year before that, because he's worked on so much on his core body strength, and it's showing up in his deep speed.
Riche Caldwell has taken the place of Parker as a receiver. 24 of the Redskins, 1st and 10. And Brees hit as he throws, and looking for the aforementioned Caldwell, who is covered on the play by both Sean Springs and Clark. It'll be 2nd down. Caldwell played just 6 games last season, blew a knee, has come back, they say better this year than ever.
Well, Drew Brees got that away at the perfect time because he was about to get sacked again. The pressure was coming, and that's why that timing is off. That's how a pass ends up just in front of a receiver, is the quarterback has to guess the spot the receiver is going to be on instead of stepping into it and knowing where he'll be.
Kasim Osgood is the 3rd receiver, 2nd down and 10. 4-3-4 Washington defense. No added secondary players from the Redskin 24. Here comes Harrington, good block by LT, and a pass outside caught by McCardle. He was whacked on the play by Rodgers, the #1 pick out of Auburn. He's down to the 14 and close to a 1st down.
You know, if you were going to have a camera view of Drew Brees, you've got to love what he was probably thinking, seeing Carlos Rodgers that far off of McCardell. That and his confidence right now. Remember, we talked about the role he was on last week? Well, right now on this drive, he is on that kind of a role. But Gates Coming into this game, only 4 red zone catches. They've all been touchdowns.
Griffin is back in the defensive line for the Redskins. Parker is in as a receiver, and then the end around with the block from Breeze and Hardwick. It's a run to the 1-yard line, and Eric Parker flies for 13 yards and brought down on the play by Washington. Great end around. Breeze in the center were leading the blocking for the Tennessee receiver, Eric Parker.
Watch how Drew Brees handles this play. Want a little picture as to why this Charger football team loves this quarterback out of Purdue? Talk about giving your body up. Here goes Drew Brees working against Ryan Clark. Gets in his legs. Not a lot of quarterbacks will do that.
First and goal at the 1. The semi as good as the extra receiver, LaDainian Tomlinson. And trying to carve his way in, did not get through. He runs into
He's in the end zone. They just haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, they haven't signaled.
Well, they haven't seen him yet. He's in a pile.
And that's all I've got to go by. I go by what they say in the field. And nope. There now finally they give it. They dig him out. That took a while. I don't think I've ever seen it take that long.
Well, the key really is the confusion was he's initially stopped, but watch his feet. Watch LaDainian Tomlinson. He gets into a pile. The feet never stop. See, that's his backside right there. He's on a pile. He's going. He's not down. He's not down. He's in.
Okay, why isn't the line judge, who can clearly see that, why wouldn't he raise his, well, it's moot now. But
it's a case of a mistaken butt, I think.
Yeah,
he was looking at the wrong backside.
There's like a 7-second delay on the call. Nonetheless, he's in for the touchdown. And
they still get 6 for that, though, right?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
And the Chargers, yeah. The Chargers are on top for the first time. Good-looking drive that began at their 43. Here's the Kading extra point as LaDainian Tomlinson goes in for his 69th rushing touchdown in his 5-year career. They say he's the best. Just puts the Chargers on top.
This is the team that protects their members with the most comprehensive set of online safety tools. Because with high speed, the intruders come at you faster.
Right, yeah, but what about spam?
Oh, it's blocked.
Spyware.
Zapped.
Pop-ups.
Shut down.
Identity thieves.
Foiled.
Updates.
Automatically.
Viruses.
Crushed.
Extra cost.
Never.
Too many questions?
No.
Really?
Really?
The all-new Safety and Security Center with the most comprehensive set of automatically updating online safety tools. Want a better internet? You belong at AOL.
Your husband and son both want drills. S-Claus?
Santa?
Oh.
The holidays have arrived. And the Home Depot has perfect gifts at the perfect price.
Oh.
Like this 18-volt Ryobi drill for only $29.97. Get it while supplies last. Or give them a Home Depot gift card.
The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
What does America need right now?
How about an assurance with Chrysler, Jeep,
and Dodge? What would that be?
Gas and scheduled maintenance for 2 years. A 60,000-mile limited warranty.
Engine, transmission, oil changes. They're all covered.
What does it mean to you?
I can fill up my tank without emptying my wallet.
Scheduled maintenance is taken care of.
Gas, maintenance, warranty.
What else is there?
It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Now to the end of the year, get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on a great selection of 05 and 06 models. It's all taken care of.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help. Cisco, changing the way people work, live, play, and learn. Innovation powered by Cisco. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
The highest paid running back in the NFL, LaDainian Tomlinson, just earned every penny of that contract on that play. And there he is after going in on his 15th rushing touchdown of the season. 7-3 San Diego on the ensuing kickoff. Antonio Brown from the 16-yard line hit and brought down by Stephen Cooper, reserve linebacker. 15-yard return. They'll mark him at the 32. Tomlinson goes in for the TD. The Chargers at 6-4, leading 7-3.
You
the help desk?
What seems to be the problem, officer?
Traffic.
Traffic?
Traffic.
What do you need?
What do you got?
I got wireless sensors and congestion flow modeling.
What'll it do?
Cut down traffic.
Will it work?
Works.
Nice work.
Just doing my job. Have a nice day.
If you love the convenience of shopping online, but you want to get a hold of your stuff ASAP, Circuit City makes it simple. Just buy online at CircuitCity.com and choose the in-store pickup option. We're the only place that guarantees your purchase will be ready for pickup in 24 minutes or less. If it's not, we'll give you a $24 gift card. It's that simple. Circuit City.
Dzisiaj przyjdą twoje nowe łyżwy?
Tak, gdybym mógł przyjechać w taką pogodę.
Na pewno przyjedzie.
Śnisz niemożliwe.
Złoży się o śniadanie. Fantastyczne! Mówiłem ci, dawaj śniadanie.
The most reliable color on earth. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
The NFL and United Way need your help to tackle homelessness. Why not lend a hand? Volunteer at unitedway.org.
She turned him down for 16 years. Oprah did not call. Now, Oprah joins Dave for one magical night, Thursday on The Late Show.
My gosh, what a handsome couple.
Redskins began the season 3-0. They've gone 2-5 since. The Chargers began the season 0-2. They've gone 6-2 since then. After the Danian Tomlinson touchdown run from the 31, Redskins have it after the kickoff. 1st and 10, the fake to Portis. Here goes Brunell outside and dropped by Robert Royal. He's 3 years out of LSU. And he's a 5th-round pick. Just dropped it 2nd down and 10.
Go back to that touchdown run by LaDainian Tomlinson again, and you see as he gets this ball, and then he's initially stopped. See right here? He is stopped. But there he is right there in the pile. That's his backside right there, never stops moving. Our line judge comes in from the side, Gary Arthur. I think he knows he's still moving. He never blows the whistle, and LaDainian Tomlinson crawls in.
2nd down and 10. It's Sean Taylor and is a wide receiver, but they give it off to Portis, who takes it to the 32, and it's a gain of 2 on the play. And the tackle's made by Randall Godfrey.
Now you've got Mark Brunell in a 3rd and long. If you're Wade Phillips, this is exactly what you want, because now you are just going to be able to let her go.
There's Sean Taylor.
Sean Taylor, he's in there to block as a wide receiver.
And he can take a block, can he? And give one out.
He can give and take. And they smartly get him out here on nickel. But the key is going to be protection here, because they're going to turn him loose right now.
Fletcher is in as a 5th defensive back. Wilhelm is an extra linebacker, 3rd and 8. And here is Brunell looking downfield, and he's got his receiver, Taylor Jacobs, near midfield, hit on the play after an 18-yard gain by Bao Zhu. And Taylor Jacobs has been somewhat of a disappointment after being a 2nd-round pick a couple years ago out of Florida.
Well, Mark Brunell delivers this thing perfectly to Taylor Jacobs, almost airmails it to him and almost wraps it into his arms, but it's all because of what happens here. Perfect pocket protection by the Redskins offensive line.
1st and 10. And Brunell outside looking for Chris Cooley, who is belted out of play by Drayton Florence. He makes the catch at the 33-yard line, a 17-yard pickup. This guy led the Redskins in touchdown receptions as an H-back a season ago.
A circus catch. He is the 2nd option, and he catches the ball. He takes a heck of a shot from Drayton Florence, but he never lets that ball go.
17-yard catch by Jacobs, 17-yard catch by Cooley. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line at San Diego. Clinton Portis, a Pro Bowler in 03, moves the pile, including Jamal Williams, doing his best LT impersonation to the 27-yard line, picking up about 6 yards on the play.
Gets a little help from Casey Robach there in the pile. I think the Chargers got in there and started to push Portis back, but his center Robach got in and helped him get forward and gave Joe Gibbs' offense a pretty nice little situation at 2nd and 4 and 5.
We'll call it 2nd and 5, and There are no changes in the defense for the Chargers. 2nd and 5 at the 27. Brunell. This is Chris Cooley out of Utah State. Godfrey makes the stop near the 22-yard line, has a first down. It's a gain of 6. Cooley was a 3rd-round pick in just his 2nd season, and he already, as you can hear, the chants of Cooley raining down from the upper deck here at the stadium.
There's Cooley coming out. Look at the pressure by Merriman coming from the outside. That's why Brunell gets rid of it so quick. See, now we're starting to see a little bit what we talked about. Quick pressure, getting rid of the ball fast, and a nice, quick, back-and-forth rhythmic pace to the Washington offense.
Robert Royal and Robert Johnson are the 2 tight ends for Brunell. 22-yard line, 1st and 10. One receiver is Moss. Portis with the block, providing time for Brunell. That's caught by Moss. What a play! Corkscrews in for the touchdown. And he beat Bao Ju, a 22-yard strike by quarterback Mark Brunell.
Mark Brunell was able to stand in the pocket, pat the ball, hit his plant step, do everything a quarterback loves to do, and delivers the ball in the perfect spot. And then Santana Moss does a nice imitation of a pinball and bounces right off the would-be tackler for his touchdown.
Well, Brunell was terrific on that drive.
4 of 5.
John Hall will try the extra point. Redskins have retaken the lead. So a couple lead changes in this early first half, and it is now 10-7, the Redskins. And Santana Moss, who is a top 10 receiver in the NFL, 7th in receptions and 3rd in receiving yards.
That's rhythmic passing, tapping the ball, tapping your feet, hitting your plant foot, and getting your 6.
Jeez, that's a big truck. Yeah.
It has the world's biggest cab.
Where's the truck?
The all-new Dodge Ram Mega Cab. Yeah, it's that big.
It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on Mega Cab.
So what do you got?
Actually, I got this great new VCast phone from Verizon Wireless for just $49.99. Plays music videos, sports clips, even 3D games.
That is pretty good.
Sale ends today, though.
After further review, you're all winners in my book. Game over. I gotta go.
Hurry into Verizon Wireless today or visit us online until midnight to save $200 on the exclusive Samsung A950 VCast phone with stereo speakers and Bluetooth capability. Only from Verizon Wireless.
CBS has finished #1 every week this season, a feat no network has done in nearly 20 years. For over 137 million viewers, this is the place for the best drama, comedy, news, and reality, including Monday's #1 show, Tuesday's #1 show, Wednesday's #1 news show, Friday's #1 show, the #1 news magazine, the #1 reality show, TV's #1 comedy, and the #1 show on all of television. CBS, America's most watched network.
A Survivor auction that could completely change the game. New episode, CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you? And by Subway Restaurants. Try the fresh toasted chicken and bacon ranch sandwich. Subway, eat fresh.
We're back in Washington. Mark Brunell has just thrown his 14th touchdown pass of the season. Redskins with a nice 7-play, 3+ minute drive. And they're back on top now, 10-7.
And the perfect answer to that San Diego drive just before it, and as rhythmic and as bouncy as we've seen the Redskins today.
There's a kickoff by Hall. And the rookie from Kansas State, Sproles, 15-yard line. He takes it right there, and Sean Taylor can't bring him down. But Nehemiah Broughton does at the 30-yard line. And it is a return of 17 yards on the play.
Pretty important key here because you've got, look at the protectors for Mark Brunell here. Think you're emphasizing pass protection? You've got 8 bodies in front of your quarterback, only two running out on routes, and one of the two gets a touchdown.
Chargers had a good-looking drive last time they had it. They begin at the 31. Tomlinson had the touchdown run from a yard for San Diego. They start again 1st and 10. And Breeze outside to the Pro Bowler from a season ago, Antonio Gates, who is brought down by Carlos Rogers about the 36-yard line on a gain of 5. If you missed any of Thursday's episode of Survivor, log on to CBS.com and see the show. And Thursday, be sure to catch the auction that can completely change the game. Survivor is TV's #1 reality show right here on CBS, America's #1 network. Gates today. And again, Rogers continues to take the place of Walt Harris in the secondary. 2nd down and 4, 36-yard line. LaDainian Tomlinson. And Rogers pushes him out of bounds, close to a 1st down, near the 41-yard line. Parker was out there blocking for him.
You know, it's hard not to like LaDainian Tomlinson. He's just one of those guys. There aren't a whole bunch of people in this league, unfortunately, but then again, there aren't a whole lot of people in life that are that sincerely good. This is one of the real good guys in the NFL. And you talk about role models, and you hear that term an awful lot. LaDainian Tomlinson, for anybody out there, athlete or non-athlete alike, is a definite role model.
Wynn, Killings, Griffin, and Daniels, the 4 defensive linemen for the Redskins, 1st and 10. And outside the pass caught by Parker, hit by Rogers. He won the Thorpe Award as the college football best defensive back in the nation a year ago at Auburn. Gain of 6 right there to the 47-yard line.
And I like the job they did here in Washington draft-wise, getting Carlos Rogers and the quarterback off that Auburn football team. Jason Campbell, the 3rd-string quarterback. He's the star of the future here in Washington. This guy is going to be a full-fledged star in the NFL when he's starting, Jason Campbell.
No changes either way. 2nd down, 4, 47-yard line. San Diego's 5th possession. They punted twice, missed a field goal. They got a Tomlinson 1-yard touchdown run. LT here. Smothered again. Rogers there once again. Phillip Daniels. And LeVar Arrington having a few words after a gain of 1 to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of good-natured smiling back and forth. But I tell you what this sets up now here on 3rd down. This is Greg Williams is kind of down. So he's got the hand signals. You know, he's going 5-5. He might bring 10. Who knows? What he's done so far to Breeze has been all about the pressure.
Walt Harris becomes a 5th defensive back. It's 3rd down and 4. Gates is split as a receiver. Kasim Osgood is the 3rd receiver. Batted down. I think Cornelius Griffin may have gotten it. The ex-New York Giant coming through, who's missed a couple games with injury, starting today and forcing a punt by San Diego.
That's good awareness by a defensive lineman. You know you're in a front giving a quarterback an aggressive blitz look. And when you're a lineman, get those hands up. You know it's going to be out fast. Get them up and block it. And that's exactly what Griffin does there, number 96.
The number 5 punter in the NFL is Mike Cyphers. And deep back, Antonio Brown made the team out of camp, fumbled week 1. They cut him. He's been sitting at home since then, and it's a fair catch at about the 22-yard line with Peel covering for the San Diego defense. 32-yard punt. Tomorrow on CBS, all new, beginning with Ray Romano guesting on The King of Queens, followed by How I Met Your Mother. 2.5 Men and out of practice. Then it's CSI Miami. Plus The Late Show with David Letterman tomorrow on CBS, America's most watched network. Randy, this is the 6th possession for the Redskins. 2 punts, field goal, another punt, and then the touchdown pass the last possession to Moss.
Well, as soon as Brunell got other receivers besides Moss involved in his offense, it started clicking.
1st and 10. Here comes Randy Thomas with the block, leading the way for Portis, who's out the 29 and brought down by Randall Gottfried on a gain of 8.
You know, when they signed Randy Thomas as a free agent from the Jets a couple years ago, the key was his ability to do this and lead out on a play. He can get out, he can run, get a nice lead block there by Cooley, cutting down the outside linebacker. But you get a big offensive lineman, 6'5", 6'6", about 310 pounds out running. you've got some interference.
Jacques Césaire and DeQuincy Scott on that defensive line. On the 2nd and 2, it's a Portis handoff, which looked like DeQuincy Scott makes the tackle. Gain of 3. 32-yard line. They got a first down.
Well, there's a tradition of offensive linemen being able to run here in Washington. You see Russ Grimm and Joe Jacoby, two of the great Hogs. Both should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Getting out in front of George Rogers, creating space. Joe Bugle was the coach of that offensive line. He's the coach of this offensive line. It's well synchronized, and it moves extremely well.
They get a first down. Castillo and Olshansky have come back on the defensive line. Scott and Césaire taken out. 1st and 10. Here is Brunell. And he's got his tight end, the reserve Robert Johnson. Undrafted out of Auburn, galloping for a first down. He picks up 15. They spot him at the 46-yard line.
You got a nice block there. You talk about all the receivers getting involved. Chris Cooley lined up at left wing, and he gets a nice crack right here. Look at Chris Cooley. He sets up Johnson. Only reason Johnson's really in the game doing what he's doing is Sellers was hurt last week in that game against Oakland, giving Johnson a chance.
Terrence Keel made that stop. Here's a 1st and 10. Portis handoff, tackled by Jamal Williams. It is a gain of 4, and he's out near midfield. Portis has 44 yards on the ground. Played for the national champion Miami Hurricanes.
And that's the kind of game that Clinton Portis has to play. We talk an awful lot here about Brunell and the bouncing and the receivers and getting guys involved. You know, and he's hit his last 5 in a row, but the story is going to continue to be Portis. You keep threatening with the run, the pass will come.
Ferris is the 3rd receiver. Cooper has taken the place of Godfrey down the defense. 2nd down and 6. And a tackle made by Donnie Edwards on Clinton Portis as Portis kind of snakes his way for a gain of 1 to the 49 and in to San Diego territory. We've reached the 2-minute warning. A Brunell touchdown pass, the difference 10-7, the Redskins.
This Friday, vengeance is coming. Charlize Theron is...
You may want to duck.
Eon Flux.
Amateurs.
Rated PG-13. Starts this Friday, only in theaters.
The all-new Ram Mega Cab has an available Cummins diesel, the only reclining rear seats, and the most rear seat legroom in a truck. It has the world's biggest cab.
See you guys. Later. Okay. Who's riding shotgun?
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. Comfy back there?
The Dodge Ram Mega Cab. Yeah, it's that big. It's our Miles of Freedom plan. Get 2 years of gas and scheduled maintenance and a 5-year or 60,000-mile limited warranty on Mega Cab.
The fresh toasted chicken and bacon ranch sandwich from Subway restaurants is made with tender chicken, shredded cheese, real bacon, tasty ranch dressing, and freshly baked bread. We'd say it's a sandwich eater's finest hour, but that's 59 minutes longer than it takes to devour it. Subway, eat fresh.
Fantasy football fans, play the Lay's Playmaker Combo Challenge. When you buy Lay's potato chips as part of a fresh value meal from a Subway restaurant, you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 40. Trips to Super Bowl 40 awarded weekly. Come into a Subway restaurant or visit NFL.com for details.
On NCIS, Tuesday's #1 show.
Killed a cop arresting a drug lord.
His goose is cooked.
McGee says he was shot at, but we can't seem to find a weapon.
You think you're protecting that boy?
And he's one of my people. Metro's gonna make it look like our probie killed their hero. Wrong, boss. Slap him, Ziva.
NCIS, new episode, CBS Tuesday.
Coming up in the Sprint halftime report, join Greg Gumbel and company for scores and highlights. That's next from New York on the Sprint halftime with Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan. 3 changes for the Chargers. They brought in linebacker Sean Phillips. DeQuincy Scott stays back on the line, and Fletcher is the 5th defensive back. 3rd and 5. Ferris is the 3rd receiver for Brunell from the 49. Rock Cartwright is in the backfield, and Brunell looking for Cooley and maybe Ferris. There were 2 guys, 2 Redskins in the vicinity. No yellow on the field, which means San Diego holds, and the Redskins have got a punt.
Now watch this and tell me if Cooley 47 doesn't initiate kind of this contact. they never get too far away from each other. The defender has every right to his space that he's in. Cooley does a very nice job, the young tight end or H-back out of Utah State, of being aggressive. But so does Willem, doing some nice work defensively.
Derek Frost out of Northern Iowa will punt again. This is the 4th punt in 6 Redskin possessions. Deep back is Eric Parker. And it's fair caught on the fly at about the 25-yard line. It's a punt of 25 yards. Well, tomorrow on an all-new Late Show with David Letterman, don't miss Stupid Human Tricks. And Thursday, Oprah Winfrey joins Dave for a late show. Everyone will be talking about it. Dave's all new all this week on CBS, America's #1 network.
That was a great job by Parker, Kevin, fair catching that punt from Marty Schottenheimer. I'll be willing to bet you he picked up 15, 20 yards. If he lets that ball hit the ground, it just spins probably down the field, backs up the offense. Now they have plenty of room to move.
Good point. They still have Rodgers taking the place of Walt Harris at the corner. It's 1st and 10, 26-yard line. Drew Brees, all-time leading passer in Big Ten history. Lorenzo Neal tripped up by Carlos Rodgers, and Randy, they keep trying to pick that corner. Rodgers is answering. Gain of 4 to the 30-yard line.
Well, what this Charger team has done this season in the last 2 minutes of a half, especially this first half, is do a fairly good job. 3 touchdowns is probably adequate at this point of the season. They're not one of the better teams in the league at it, getting points at the end of the first half, which I think is always a critical time of the game.
Killings taking the place of Griffin on the defensive line. 2nd down and 6. Here's a pass which is dropped by LaDainian Tomlinson. 5 dropped passes today by the San Diego Chargers.
You know, coming into this game, they had 18 possessions in the first half, and they've had 11 touchdowns. And you look at what they've done here in the last 3 games in the first half. It's been a point fest, but this Redskin defense and their assistant head coach defense, Greg Williams, have done a great job of attacking this offense and making Joe Gibbs' football team extremely happy.
Kasim Osgood, the 3rd receiver. Trelo and Harris now 6 in the Redskins secondary. 3rd and 6, and it goes outside. LaDainian Tomlinson with the foot race, and Harris right there trips him up. The ex-first round pick by the Chicago Bears. Harris with the tackle, gain of 14 on 3rd and 6, and there is a flag. Timeout. There was a timeout, and it's called by San Diego. The gain is to the 44.
And Coolidge gets it up.
DLP picture technology is here. HD TV that's so razor sharp and lifelike, you're there. Be sure your next TV has DLP technology from Texas Instruments. It doesn't get any more real than this.
The Sprint halftime report being worked on right now in New York with Greg Gumbel and company. Scores and highlights of the Sprint halftime coming up here on CBS. First down on the Tomlinson catch and run. Timeout just taken by San Diego. They've got 1. Redskins have 3. Randy, the ball's at the 44.
Don't stop attacking now if you're the Redskins defense. Keep after them.
And here comes Clemens. They blow that play dead in mid-motion. Some movement, and it's on the San Diego Chargers.
False start, number 81, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's only the first penalty on San Diego and just the 2nd penalty of the game. The Redskins got 1 earlier.
And they reset that clock back up to a minute, which is a good move by our officials. And remember, one thing important is really where we have to get to for Kading as far as a field goal, because that's forefront in Marty Schottenheimer's mind. He's thinking first field goal and then touchdown in this situation.
6 in the secondary for the Redskins. McCardle and Osgood and Parker are the receivers. 1st and 15. 39-yard line. Breeze over the head of Kasim Osgood out of San Diego State. 2nd down.
This is kind of like, so far from Marty Schottenheimer, it's been like a wide open backyard. You know, it's been gateless. and it really hasn't hurt him. In that opener against Dallas, when they had that self-imposed by the team suspension from the last preseason game in the opener, and next week they look like a different offense. Right now they're clicking and they're moving good, and they're doing it without a Pro Bowl tight end doing much of it.
Chris Clemens on that defensive line. Second down, 15. 6 in the secondary. 4 receivers, including Gates, 39-yard line. Here's Tomlinson, brought down by Lamar Marshall, who is watching him closely today, out to the 48-yard line, pickup of 10. They have to get to the 46 for a first.
He wasn't watching him that close. If he was watching him run.
He's like lightning in a bottle.
He really is. I mean, there aren't many players in this league that literally you have to hold your breath. But he's like Barry Sanders used to be. Every time he touches the ball, you better pay attention.
Chargers have a timeout. They've also got it 3rd and 5 from the 49. Breeze, incomplete. Looking for Parker. Covered on the side by Walt Harris.
You know, I thought they did a nice job of slowing their pace down, sort of eating time off the clock, taking their time. But part of the formula for Marty Schottenheimer's team was to get that completion, for Drew Brees to complete that and keep this thing going. They don't want to give Washington a chance to get the ball back. They don't want to give Mark Brunell a chance to get that protection again so he can get the ball down the field.
Cyphers has 19 punts of 50 yards or better this season. Only Josh Bidwell of Tampa Bay has more. See what kind of hang time he's got here. Brown is deep back, and he'll let this bounce. And look at the great English on the ball, dying inside the 5 with a hang time of 5.5 seconds. 48-yard punt. Next Saturday, it's an action-packed sports day on CBS. The road to the Final Four begins at noon Eastern as the defending champion North Carolina Tar Heels take on Kentucky. Then it's the classic tradition of the Army-Navy game, followed by Georgia and LSU in the SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. It's all here on CBS next Saturday.
Well, Washington has 3 timeouts. San Diego's down to only 1. You think this is kneel on the ball territory here?
That's what he does. Cartwright is back there with Cooley. Brunell goes to a knee. Mark is throwing a touchdown pass in this first half of 22 yards to Santana Moss. Danian Tomlinson had a touchdown run of a yard. A missed field goal by the Chargers and a made 38-yard John Hall field goal for Washington. 10-7 the Redskins. We're back with the Sprint halftime after this message from your local station as you're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is gonna be the best holiday ever.
Cut. That's a wrap.
Hey, Rudy, can I get a hoof print for my nephew?
Sure.
It'll make a great stocking stuffer.
What a sport.
He sure looks great. Like he never ages.
You think he's had work done? Haven't got a clue.
Interesting.
Hello, doggy. Anybody need a lift?
Come on,
let's go. Just try the smoking. Let's spread some holiday cheer.
Happy holidays from CBS.
Don't miss Monday's most watched show, CSI Miami, CBS tomorrow.
Sunday Ticket is brought to you by GMC Trucks and SUVs.
Everyone has a holiday wish list. At GMC's Red Tag event, we have a list of our own. Better V8 fuel economy, more standard horsepower, and incredible Red Tag offers. Everything on GMC's list points to putting professional-grade engineering on yours. Get an 06 Yukon two-wheel drive SLE for $29,616 after all applicable offers. The price on our tag is the price you pay, not a penny more. See some red, save some green at your GMC dealer. 2 fugitive princes. One wants to free his people. The other, to dominate them. One seeks justice. The other seeks power. The trouble is, they're the same man. One warrior, 2 souls. Prince of Persia, The 2 Thrones. Available December 1st. Rated M for mature.
Take me right in the car, take me right in the car, take you right in the car. I wanna go right in the car. Engine it go, engine it go. Turn my keys, step on a starter. I'm gonna run you home again. I'm gonna run you home again. I'm gonna run you home again. Take me right in the car.
Newly remastered and for the first time ever in high def.
Rudolph, full power.
The holiday classic
classic, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, CBS Wednesday.
Only 3 Survivor episodes to go. But for what?
In this envelope is a huge advantage.
Yes! And a once solid alliance could shatter.
If you think you're safe in this game, you're crazy.
Join the 50 million viewers who made Survivor the #1 reality show. New episode, CBS Thursday.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to our New York studios for the Sprint Halftime Report. Greg Gumbel along with Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. Those of you watching the action in Washington and in Baltimore, let's run down the scoreboard for you. Dan, will begin with San Diego at the Redskins.
And it's been a close game so far. You see a little reverse here. LT hands it to Eric Parker. Watch Drew Brees' block. Nice block. He cuts back inside down to the 1-yard line. Big play for San Diego. Then LaDainian Tomlinson punches it in from 1 yard, gets a little push, a little help from his friend. There's the lineman. Push him in there, push him in there. They score, they go up 7-3 right there. And then Santana Moss, a guy who's basically been missing for the Redskins the last month, comes up with a big play, 22-yard touchdown, puts Washington up by 3.
And there's your halftime scores. The Redskins by 3. Drew Brees, 105 yards throwing. Clinton Portis getting a little more action, 14 carries for 45 yards. The Redskins lead it by a field goal. Boomer, New England at Kansas City.
Watch Larry Johnson walk in from the 1-yard line. I mean, literally walk in. Nobody even touches him. The hole is so big. Lawrence Stein has 4 field goals and a half. Tom Brady, 2 interceptions. Here's one right here. This is off the hands of Deion Branch. And it's picked off by Greg Wesley, who had 2 on the day. And right here, this ball is going to go through the hands of Troy Brown. And this is uncharacteristic of the New England Patriots as they getting run over and beat up right now. In the first half of this game, Kansas City is on top, 19-3.
A couple of 6-4 teams doing battle here. They just go to halftime at Arrowhead, 19-3 in favor of Kansas City. And look at the day Trent Green is having. 11-17 for 205 yards. Tom Brady picked twice in this game. At the break, Buffalo leading the Carolina Panthers 6-3. Carolina has scored 2 field goals in the last 6 quarters, looking more like pretenders than contenders of late. J.P. Lossman with 125 yards throwing. The Bills lead it by a field goal. The Bears at Tampa, they're at halftime, and Chicago leads this one by a score of 10-3. Chris Sims, 6 of 12 for 92. Kyle Orton, 11 of 21 for 74 yards. Shannon, Cleveland in Minnesota against the Vikings.
Yes, Cleveland's already down 3-0 at this point. Trent Dilfer will have a lot higher completion percentage if his receivers just catch the football, not let him carry him off the hand. Interception, Antonio Winfield. Well, Brad Johnson said, I got to do you one better, Trent. I'm going to give you one. Chris Crocker picks it off. He runs it back. Going to be tackled down by the Minnesota Vikings. Jermaine Wiggins. Nothing happened, punt. Brad Johnson up top, 15 yards to Marcus Robinson. 10-0 at the 10-3 at the half.
There is your score, and the Browns 4-6. The Vikings riding a 3-game winning streak. Brad Johnson with 152 yards throwing in the first half. It's the Vikings by a touchdown. Baltimore at Cincinnati, Boomer.
How about Kyle Bowler just being Kyle Bowler? Let's drop back, let's slip, let's fumble. The ball's all over the place, yet they do recover it. 12 yards loss on the play, and then let's drop the ball again. It's raining in Cincinnati. You got to secure the football. How about Carson Palmer? He's having no problems holding on to the football. He pumps, throws it down the field to TJ Hushmanzada, who goes down right around the 11-yard line. This leads to this touchdown run by Rudy Johnson. 6 yards, 10-0 at this point, Cincinnati. Then I got a message on Thanksgiving. Guy said, my name's Chad, I'm number 85, and they just can't stop me. That's right, Chad Johnson, who goes over 1,000 yards for the 4th straight season. And then what is his end zone celebration going to be? How about a little Tiger Woods right here? He's going to make the putt, line it up, quiet, and watch the fist bump.
Oh, you missed it. He pushed it right.
The Bengals are winning 17.
Don't you hate those telemarketers? At the break, Carson Palmer, 12 of 16, 177 yards, while Kyle Bowler is 3 of 11 for 28. In Houston, look at what the Texans are doing to the St. Louis Rams. The Rams have lost Jamie Martin to a concussion in this game. Ryan Fitzpatrick is now quarterbacking the 4-6 Rams, and the Houston Texans having their way 24-3. In Tennessee, the 49ers in the final half minute of play leading the Titans 14-9. Spencer has an interception return for the 49ers, 61 yards for a touchdown. Current results of today's sprint poll on who will win the NFC East. You say the New York Giants by 35%. We remind you next Sunday, doubleheader day here on CBS. Among our early games, some of you will see the Titans against the Colts or the Bengals against the Steelers. Our second games feature the Broncos taking on the Chiefs in an AFC West matchup or an AFC East battle between the Jets and the New England Patriots. Thank you for joining us for the Sprint Halftime Report. Back for the second half of your game after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint together with Nextel. Yes, you can.